everyone, and welcome. Today I thought that we would tie something with the Willy Gun colors. So it's not an exact Willy Gun fly, but it's the same colors, and those colors work really well in the waters I fish. So I really like those colors. And these are the glasses I can't see with, and these ones were hanging on my vise. So I can see, which is a pretty good thing to be able to do when you tie flies. Start by tying together the extra small fluorescent yellow with medium fits tubing in gold. And I'm not going to make this body flashy in any way. I'm just gonna tie it with some dubbing and with some SSS braid. So this sea lice silver I will use as a ribbing, and the Alta gold I will use as the body. And I tie both in on my side. Like that. Then it's just wind on. Be sure to cover the thread where you tied it in, and just wind your way forward. Like this. Lock it in. Fold it back. And a few more turns. And now it is locked in. Very good. And now to the dubbing. Alta gold dubbing mixed with just a few strands of hot magma yellow, or the fluorescence. Just take those bunches together and do like this until you're satisfied with the mix between the two of them. And this is the SSS regular dubbing. And then you start to wind it on, cover up where you tied in the braid, and work your way forward. Here we will tie on a little nice bunch of dubbing that we will brush out when we think we have enough. I'll use a little bit more. When you dubbing like this, you just squeeze your fingers together and you press really hard while you spin it. So it's a very easy dubbing to dub on. Like that. And now it's time for the ribbing, which I spin to the size I want it, and then just even wraps so it looks good. Like that. And lock it in with a few turns, fold it back and lock it in with a few more turns. Now it's really secured. Cut it off. Dubbing brush. That's enough. Hope we're still in focus because the vise slides here and there when I brush out the dubbing. And now we will start with a yellow wing. And I will just take a little bunch of soft hair here. Take away a few of the stiffer strands, because the first wing will be the shortest. And then take away some of the fluff here. And then we taper it a little bit. Like that. Looks good, I think. Oh, I see, I have to go back one turn. And just put it on top. And a loose turn. And pull down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I spread it a little bit like this. There we have the first wing. Cut away the waist. Like that. Looks good. I need some glitter. And we will see what we can find. Here we have Alta Gold glitter, and then a few orange for the next wing. So a few strands of Alta Gold angel hair, which we tie on as wide as the wing is. One turn, fold them over. 1, 2. Looks good. Cut them off in different length, longer than the yellow wing, to be seen under the orange wing, which I hope is long enough. Now some beautiful orange. Taper this a little bit too, pulling in the middle, fewer and fewer strands. And we want this to be a little bit longer than the yellow wing, like this. Loose turn, pull down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The next turns I make after I have made the loose turn, they are as tight as I dare to do them without breaking the thread. That makes the fly more durable. And then I check so the orange spreads over the yellow evenly. And then we cut away the excess. Like so. And then it's time for some hot orange in flame strands on top of this orange wing. Not so many. We put this on wide too. One turn, fold them over, and 1, 2 turns. Looks pretty good. Now it's time to cut those. We cut those a little bit longer than the orange wing, because on top here we will have the black wing, of course. But now I will use some glue and put on a black hackle and then the black wing, and then after that I will use an orange and yellow hackle as well in the front. So put some glue where you tied in your wings. so they get nice and secured like that. I think it looks quite good so far. Everything can happen. But big black soft hackle, I love those. So we make our little triangle and tie it in the tip on my side. And now I will try to cover this part with the dubbing. And just start to dub on. No, this is not dubbing, this is a hackle, of course. Start to hackle on, hackling on, or what to say. First turn as close to the wings as possible. And then just a little bit forward for every turn you make. And now I'll go down on the extra small tubing, taking some hackle with me. These soft hackles sometimes can be a little bit tricky to get to sit where you want them. So I just moist my fingers a little and then I do like this and they stay out of my way when I try to tie in the rest. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hard turns. And now we have our first hackle on. Oh, come on, man. There we go. And now to my little comb to see that there's an even spread with black soft hackle around the fly. And I like my hackles to be long. So some jungle cock, and I will use natural colors. It's a pretty big fly because the black hair would go to about here, so I could take pretty big feathers. Take out 2 and put them next to each other so they're the same length. Then a little shorter than the body. Then I just strip both sides from fibers so it's easier to tie them in, and curve them a little bit over my fingernail. So they get a little bend. I'll start by tying in one on my side with pretty loose wraps, so the feather doesn't end up in the wrong position. And this number 2 feather, we want that one to sit exactly like the first one, but on the opposite side. So check the length. That's not good. The length is good. Now we're just hoping to get it to sit like the first one. Looks pretty good. I think I leave them like that. Fold back some strands of hackle that wanted to go the other way. This looks good. And now I just cut these off. And now we will put on a yellow hackle, but first a few turns with some glue on the thread, because we want the jungle cock feathers to stay in place when we fish the fly. This I don't want. This is to lock in the feathers. Soft hackle. No, I forgot. Something is missing. The black top wing. Yeah, I should have tied this on before I tied on the jungle cocks, but I think we can manage. This one is tapered already. And I will make this, of course, longer than the orange. Somewhere there. Hope that this goes well. Pull down. 2, 3, 4, 5. We did not destroy the jungle cocks. And I think it landed quite good. So, more glue. And now this glue is to secure the wing, of course, which already should have been there when I put the glue on the first time, but shit happens and shit will happen again. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. And then I pull this back to pack the thread a little bit, and then we cut away the excess. And then it's time for the yellow hackle. Now it looks more like a Willy Gun. Otherwise I don't know what pattern it would have been. Yellow and orange and black. Tie it in on my side. And my hackle plier is there. And start to hackle it on as close as the black wing as possible this time. And we work our way forward. This fly is for early spring fishing, so it's rather fat and fluffy. Like this. Cut that off and we comb it a little bit to see these yellow ones sits good. It's okay. And now it's just one small orange grizzly hackle left, and then my weird Willy Gun is done. That rhymed. This one would be good, I think. A little triangle tied in on my side. And this is the last thing before the turbo conehead. So good luck to me. There we go. It worked out just fine. Lock it in. And now we try to tie it in, the tying thread on the same spot. So don't tie it forward and don't tie it the other way. Just tie it on top of each other here so we get a small space with tying thread. And I don't know what you say, but I think that this way of tying my Willy Guns, I have a few of these in my fly wallets, and I really like this way of having them, because otherwise I just hide those beautiful colors with the black wing and the black hackles. Now I show them a little bit more, and here I have a extra small turbo conehead in gold, which will fit this fly perfectly. And now I take some glue on the thread, and now I also try to wind this on the exact same place the whole time, so I don't lose any space when I will hide the thread head with a cone head, with a turbo cone. And then I take my Niklas Bauer's pike tube to hold it in and wait a few seconds till the glue gets a hold of the turbo cone head. Like that. Take it out of the vise. Blow in the back. Check so the spread is even. As I like to say, chaotic symmetry, which I think that this fly have. Looks really good, and this is how I prefer them when I tie the fat ones, the fat and fluffy ones. Cut it off, leave a few millimeters, and then burn it down little by little till the plastic touches the turbo cone. And then I always use my Fredine Flies dubbing needle to create a big hole. Yeah, I'm very satisfied with this fly. I think it looks really good, and I hope you think so too. And it's about 12 centimeters, I think. I'm guessing. So a really long, fluffy, Willy Gunny tube fly tied on Fitz tubing, and I reversed the hackles. So I put the most colored ones in front of the black, which I think looks really cool. But what the fish think, nobody knows. So here it is, Willy Gun. Thank you for watching. and I will see you next time. Bye bye.